Random Radio, Joe G. We're talking about the man upstairs and the blackout. We finally, after being in the dark for about a week actually, we finally have the power back. And I had a little confrontation with the man upstairs because, yes, he bought a generator, which I'd like to announce that he's not paying for. He's not paying for. He's taking it out of the rent, so technically he didn't pay anything. Technically, that should have been shared. He's not paying for his gas that he used to pay with that for that thing. Even though I contributed gas that I could have put in my car to go search for a job, but I decided to take care of him. An act of good faith. I was sleeping outside. Not even able to sleep because he had that loud ass generator on till all hours of the morning, 12, 1 o'clock some nights, and would not let us plug in. Would not let me plug in. And then he has the audacity to say that it's not about me. I asked him if I could plug in to burn a CD because I wanted to go to the beach. I wanted to listen to some music. Yeah, I wanted to listen to some music. I wanted to listen to the new Nas album. By any means necessary. In stores now. Pick it up. So, I was in the middle of moving that CD, moving that album to CD, and he pulled the plug on me. Didn't say, Joe, I'm pulling the plug on you. Joe, just, your time's up. Your time's up, Joe. Thank you, Mr. The Man, a veritable tool of my father. So we finally had a confrontation. Because I left the door open, because he would just slither by again. And saw him go downstairs. Oh, by the way, because of the lunar landing, we're going to break out the record player and I'm going to play Dark Side of the Moon for you guys coming up in a little while. Anyway, I slithered downstairs as I was cooking dinner for my family, because that's what I do. Because I try to take care of my family. I was cooking sausage and peppers, which came out pretty damn good. Again, after being dehydrated, I have a splitting headache because I've been sleeping outside. And the only time I really can get sleep is when that damn generator wasn't on. With his nice, cool house running all of his appliances on it. He didn't miss a beat. Which, he's not even paying for it while we had to suffer. Needless to say, he kept saying it's not about you. It's not about you. It wasn't personal. But I was the only one using it. Why were you stingy to me? If you say it's not about me and it's not personal, and you say you're my friend, no matter what was happening, if the tables were turned, I wouldn't have been stingy. At all. There's no sweat off my ass. No, you just plug it in. There's 8 plugs there. And plus a massive giant extension cord that he had going upstairs that came with the thing. Industrial strength. Had another 4 plugs on it. If the tables were turned, I wouldn't have even said a word. I would have said, go ahead. We're in the same boat here. You're my friend. You're basically like my family. We take care of each other because that's the way it goes. I take care of you. You take care of me. Anything I can do to help you, I will. And I'd hope it would be the same way around, and it wasn't. And that sorely disappointed me. Sorely disappointed me, upset me, to the point where I just had to let him know. But then instead of saying, and I don't understand why guys do this. And guys especially, like, you know what, ladies, I've heard you admit that you were wrong, and people just don't want to admit that they were wrong or they were selfish. Look, none of my acts have been done out of selfishness. Granted, I just wanted to burn that CD for myself so I could have a nice day. But is that such a hard thing to ask? I'm not even asking to take a shower with light. I'm not even asking to sleep inside where the bugs can't get to me. I was reading by candlelight and flashlight for a week outside, sleeping on the patio instead of in a nice couch where I usually sleep. I don't even sleep in a bed. I nap on a couch because my whole life is dedicated to trying to find a way to provide for my family, because my dad doesn't do that. And he's saying I should turn my rage around on my pops. Look, I expect my father to be a douchebag. I expect my father to not step up and be a man. I expect my father to go half in on what he, what he does, and be selfish and do stuff like that. And it's a sad thing, but that's what I expect out of him. I did not expect that out of somebody I considered to be my good friend, who, when he didn't have something, I can name countless examples. I had him. Didn't even ask for a cent. Nothing. Yet, when I am in that same situation, it's all about the money. He says it's not about me. Let me paint for you a picture so you can understand the whole situation. I gotta put some John Mayer on the playlist. Let's say that, me and my father are standing, and I'm standing here. My father's standing behind me. He wants to pull out a gun. This is a fake gun. He wants to pull out a gun and shoot my father for whatever reason. I keep moving out of the way. My father keeps ducking behind me like I'm his fucking lawyer, like I'm his protector, and he could do all the douchebag things he wants. And I'm going to explain it to his tenants. His tenants basically putting me in the landlord role. I don't get the money. I don't get paid for this shit. Turn me against my friend, or who I considered was my friend. But I guess until this shit hits the fan and things really go down, I guess you realize who's who and you show your true colors. Okay, whatever. But that's like him pointing a gun, and my father keeps moving behind me, and I keep moving away and trying to get away from him so he could shoot my fucking father. Hypothetically, this isn't real, but this is an analogy. And then he shoots me 6 times in the chest, or he shoots me once in the heart or something. And then he, as I have my dying breath, as I'm dying here, he says, "It's not personal. It didn't have anything to do with you. Your father brought you into this." How is that justice for committing that? How does that make sense in anybody's mind? If a third-party observer saw what happened, I would guarantee that they would side with me. Because it's not logical. It's not something a friend would do. When you have somebody's back, when you shake on the fact we're in this together, let's not be divided and conquered. And then you let them divide and conquer you, and you turn from a giving friend into a selfish Indian giver. I don't mean that to be disrespectful, but you know what the term Indian giver is, and I want to get this out because I want to be done with it. I want to move on with it because it just blows my mind how somebody could say, okay, we're in this together. We're going to take care of each other. And then be taken in by rhetoric and bullshit. My father's bullshit. And if I told you guys half the stuff that was going on with that, what he would call himself a man, you guys would be appalled. You listeners out there, everyone who would consider themselves a man or a father or a brother or a human being would be appalled at the actions of this person. And yet he starts talking about my mother. The woman who's had 6 back operations, should not be working, medically is not supposed to be working, it works full time. We still get food from the church, from Pronto. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if no girl's gonna date me because I'm fucking poor. I don't care anymore, man. This is about me and my family trying to take care and provide. And trying to get the truth out there when it's just a pack of lies. We get food from the church. Half the days we eat macaroni and cheese because that's all we can afford to make. And he has the audacity to bring her into this and say that it was her decision not to pay the light bill because of the little feud that they were having. No. My father stopped paying child support. Gave my mom half of a house, which is worth shit. See this 5 cents? This is all it's fucking worth. And doesn't pay child support. That's why she couldn't pay the damn light bill, guy. Don't bring her into this. And it took all of the strength inside me not to fucking get into a fist fight with this guy. You don't talk about my mother. You don't talk about a situation you know nothing about. I have been dealing, and she has been dealing with this man's abuse for 20 years. So with that, we're moving on. We're gonna talk about good stuff. I'm gonna break out the Pink Floyd